Beck and I and our team here at the Ranch It Up Radio Show, we're constantly striving to share the information, stories, the data to make all of us more successful in whatever sector or facet of the beef business that we are in. And many times that is based on the time of year. Majority of the activities in terms of management that are calendar based. And we share a lot about those marketing bulls, and for very good reason, because it is the bull guys, the seedstock guys, that have the ability to change what we're doing and why we're doing it the quickest. Take all of these other factors out of it, and it comes down to what we breed our cows to that could completely change the dynamic of our beef product, the quality of our beef product. Lane Geist with DLCC Ranch is jumping on with us talking about their product, which is South Devon and South Devon influenced breeding stock. Now, we have visited in the past about the history of the DLCC Ranch and the why of the South Devon cattle. But Lane, let's dive right into this one. South Devon, with all due respect, is a relatively small breed in terms of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, South Devons it's a small population. And I think the history of it is they were one of the last breeds to kind of move over during that big push of continental, and back in the 70s and 80s, they were one of the last breeds to come in. And so they never really fully took off in popularity, but the cow itself was extremely successful because what they were, so it's an English breed that was able to add weight and had more of the quote unquote continental type traits with the English sort of maternal influence and high marbling ability. So a lot of the initial, cows that came over, South Devon cows that came over, many would say that they were kind of a bridge between that continental and British influence. And so we've been able to develop the cow, that breed, even more since then, to kind of stay in that space where it still retains a lot of the maternal components, and without sacrificing the carcass merit or terminal merit.
Your family raises South Devon, Pound Maker, which is a composite of South Devon and Angus or Red Angus, and Navigator, which is a composite of South Devon and a continental breed. So South Devon, Pound Maker, and Navigator bulls. Are you seeing customers gravitate to the hybrids or the purebred South Devon bulls, or is it entirely based on the cow herd that those bulls are going into?
Yeah, so a lot of our customers are gravitating towards those continental influence, those Navigators, and a lot of the Simmental that we're using are high performance, super commercial focused, and that 3-breed cross, so that Sim Angus bull on a South Devon cow, or purebred Simmental on a Pound Maker cow, creates that 3-breed cross that does a lot of things right. I mean, it adds just a little bit of that continental influence to matter. The rest of it is you're taking the South Devon cow base, which is a highly maternal type cow, and you're able to kind of complement both sides of that coin. So we've had a lot of our customers are really gravitating towards those Simmental influenced composites that we're making. Those are what we call the Navigators. And I'd say this year in our sale, a good chunk of the bulls that are for sale, I would say probably a third to half of them are that Simmental influenced Navigator. So yeah, they've been doing really, really well for us the last couple of years. And we still have the purebreds and the Angus and Red Angus influenced Pound Makers, but that 3-breed cross is allowing folks to capture quite a bit more heterosis, and still maintaining a strong maternal component that you don't see in other composites like we see in the industry. We are very data minded, so we collect everything from birth through yearling on the calves. We collect annual mature cow weights, because that's another big thing that we try to keep track of, is we don't want to get these cows too big that they exceed the energy requirements So we track that, and then we also do quite a bit of work trying to get carcass data on calves out of our genetics, so that way we can funnel those back into genetic evaluation. Still have a reasonable understanding of how those animals are in the carcass traits as well. We DNA everything that we sell, so it's one of those things that we try to do things right in the business. I mean, we know that a seed stock producer's job is to collect accurate data and make sure that the animals that they're selling are actually going to be, herd improvers in the commercial cow-calf space. So we try to do things right in that regard.
Thank you, Lane. The DLCC hosting their annual production sale at the ranch in Pierce, Minnesota, Saturday, April 19th. Bid and buy online at Superior Livestock, and all sale information available at DLCCranch.com and ranchchannel.com.